Hey there, this is Mike Dixon. Joker Tech is the channel, and coming at you with a video, another basics, covering the basics. The basics is going to be cell phone service, and I call it on the cheap. Now, if you want to pay anywhere on a postpaid plan from $55 on up, go right ahead, okay? Postpaid, again, real quick, is you pay your bill after the 30 days. You have some grace time to pay that bill. Your phone service does not turn off. Prepaid is what I favor. Okay? Prepaid is you have about 30 days. 29 to 31 days, roughly. Depends on how the calendar month is working. But generally, you know, if you start the service on the 10th, right around the 10th of the month, might be the 9th, might be the 10th, might be even the 11th, you have to pay. If you do not pay on that day, the next morning you will have no phone service. It will be shut off. You will lose the phone number in a matter of days if you do not pay the bill. But if you're already on a postpaid plan and you're making your payments relatively on time, or on time, hopefully, then prepaid should be no issue for you. I'm put here days, cycles. Okay, a 30-day cycle. Now, I have a postpaid plan that is extremely old plan, and I can't get rid of it because what it offers. But I find prepaid cell service best for people who only need one phone line. Okay, one phone line of service. Now, it doesn't mean if you got a family of 4, I'm just throwing a number out there. If you have multiple lines, you can get as many prepaid lines as you want. You know, if you got your wife, you know, your significant other, your kids, you know, mom, dad, you can all get on it. And some of these prepaid plans also offer, or they give you group pricing. I can't go over every plan. The best thing that I can suggest to you is do your homework. See what they have to offer. But the number one thing I can tell you is if you have a phone that is an unlocked phone, preferably an unlocked phone, go get a line of service of the one that you question. Use it for 30 days. Test it out. Test out the service. See if you have good call quality. See if your text messages come through. And most of all, if you're on there using the data, how fast or slow is the data? How fast, and what I mean how you know it's fast or slow is you try to load up Facebook. You try to watch a video. You try to watch Netflix. Okay? Does it take a long time to load? Or is there stutters? Could be the phone, but on the other part, it could be also the service. So try and find a phone that works and test it out. If not, what works for you right now? Are you leaving Verizon and you want to leave Verizon simply on the terms of cost, but you've had no problems with their service? Verizon offers a prepaid plan. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that word. That can significantly help you save money. Also, do you really need unlimited? Are you never on Wi-Fi? You mean to tell me you are in a place for a extended amount of time that you are not going to be on somebody's Wi-Fi, i.e. work, home, family, whatever the case may be. A internet service, Wi-Fi service that you know that is safe. It's not going to, you know, not your local coffee shop. Okay, somewheres where you know it's relatively within the family, within a friend's house or something like that, and if you're there in an extended amount of time, try to use the Wi-Fi because data is king. Okay, Oh, big old king right here. King, I can spell, really. Data is king here. Because calling and texting is chump change to them. They're giving this away. Every plan that we could talk about will have calling and texting at unlimited. There are some that you really want, if you want to get, you can buy minutes. You can get 100, 200, you can get 50 minutes, okay? And that really will drive the cost of the service down. Is it a big difference? Could be $5 difference, could be maybe even less. But for the most part, this texting and calling is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Data is king. And we'll talk about data shortly, how to figure this stuff out. So, all right, now, you don't have a test phone. Okay? You don't have that spare phone. You don't have that spare money to go out and test it out. Well, what's the service that you're on right now? I'm circling back to that again. What's the present service, and is it working well for you? If it ain't working well, see, I live in the Northeast United States. So if I I live in Jersey. So if I go to the Jersey Beach, there's a gap. There is an area that, service is weak for all of about 20 minutes while I'm trucking down to go to the Jersey Shore. So what I'm getting at is, what's the service like you presently have? Is it good? You're out to save money, or is it bad? Now you got to explore your options. You got to see what works best for you. All I can recommend is talk to family, talk to friends. But the biggest thing is, if you go to a prepaid service, you use the 30 days. If your experience is horrible, then you have to pour it out again. Now, that's not a big deal. It's just a little time consuming. A little, making sure your existing number moves over to the other carrier. So we're trying to eliminate that and trying to be one and done to get you from your postpaid service to your prepaid service, and that you're happy. But then, like I said, you're not locked in. Now, you choose a particular one. Now, let me just, by the way, I failed to make I made a mistake in the last video. I talked about Verizon. And they do have their own prepaid service. But a lot of these companies are coming out with other companies that they really do own. So Verizon has this company called Visible. And my daughter-in-law, actually the line was with me, and she needed to get out of her Sprint plan, and I gave her the line. She changed her phone number. I gave her the line, and this is Verizon has their fingers and hands and toes into Visible. They will never admit it, but word on the street, Visible is owned by Verizon. Now, the only problem I have with Visible is not every phone, not every unlocked phone will allow you to use their network. Verizon can be the same way too. But there are other options. Metro by T-Mobile. Okay? Now, the thing with the Metro is, and Cricket, I'll throw Cricket in there. Metro's T-Mobile. Cricket is also owned by AT&T. Metro is T-Mobile. Let me. But we have other options out there too. But the thing is, about getting back to the Visible thing and the phones, you got to make sure that the phone is capable of working on that network. Now, like I said, here's a Pixel phone, that is Pixel 4a 5G. This phone would work on any carrier. I'm bringing this one out as a sample. I don't know if it should be coming here. It's marked Verizon. So this phone technically should only work on a Verizon network. It will not work on some other carriers. It won't work on Visible. It might not even work on their own prepaid service. So you also see this prepaid service, by the way, at Best Buy, for example. About the only ones that are really left. that you can buy prepaid service. But that phone, that prepaid phone that you're buying there, will only work on that service only. You can't take your phone anywhere else. So if you buy a prepaid phone with a prepaid, package where you get the SIM card and you start a line of service, you're with that phone. Okay? Hey, if that's what it takes, and I'm going to go into another video about trying to do this on the cheap, or what I would recommend in an upcoming video. So there are different phones. Try and get an unlocked iPhone if you're an iPhone user. Try to get this phone is really can work on any carrier with no fuss. I have to give props to Apple. They made sure that these phones, especially, I want to say from the iPhone 8 and up, you should have no problems as long as you're getting the unlocked phone. Now, when some of these phones, if they were bought through the carrier, and once they're paid for from the carrier, they do become unlocked. But just try and get an unlocked one right out of the gate. I'm shooting on right now my S10, which is an unlocked phone. It will work on any carrier, even on Visible. But some reason, I believe, like the Note 10 and Note 10 Plus won't work on Visible. So there's different issues with Visible. As much as I like them, and they've done great. Look, you get a line of service from Visible for $25 if you're in a party pay. If you don't have a party to go with, it's $40. Unlimited talk, text, and data right out of the gate. And you got to just check out the plans that these other two are dealing with. But the key here is trying to find that service that works best for you, in your area. Like I said, you have to do a little bit of research, but you can very well get a line of service. Well, let me just start with this. I have a SIM card over here. I'm in an upcoming video that is on US Mobile, US Mobile, and I'm going to show you on the cheap part of this how this is going to work. US Mobile has different plans and different offerings from 5 gigs, which is the plan I'm going to use. Now, again, as a reminder, gigs is gigabits of data, a unit measurement, and the plan comes with 5 gigs, unlimited talk and text. For after tax, it was like $19.91 a month. Now, of course, the more gigs, the higher the price is going to go. The higher the gigs, the higher the price. But this is where you got to see. If you go back to your past bills and see how much you're using per month in data, use that as a guide. Now, if you go and use up, in this case, if I use up 5 gigs, your phone's not going to stop working. Your phone will keep on working as far as talking and texting. Remember, that's free. Or somebody likes it, free. Okay, pretty much for free, unlimited, no borders. But when you go over the 5 gigs, the data speed's slow. Okay, they slow down. You still can connect to the internet, but don't try and watch that Netflix movie. Don't play Call of Duty on it, because it's going to be immensely painful. Not until you get into a house or building that has Wi-Fi, then that's a game changer. Now you're using their data or your own data at home on Wi-Fi. And there's people out there actually just use Wi-Fi at home and then get a talk and text plan, and that plan can be as much as maybe $10, even less possibly. So do your homework. Ask family and friends what kind of service they have, and is it dependable. Ask them when they go out. In my case, like going out for a vacation, like the Jersey Shore, or going to the Poconos in the mountains. Do they lose service going out? Now, every place in the country, or every place in the world, because I know I'm doing this on YouTube in the world, but specifically I'm talking about here in the lower 48, you know, you can go 20, 30 miles away from home and all of a sudden the service is done. This is why I'm going to be doing this next video, because the US Mobile does offer T-Mobile service and Verizon. And I'm about to take a trip in a few weeks, and I'm going to be heading into parts of North Carolina that, you know, let's see how good US Mobile is going to be. All right, I did enough talking. I'm out of here. I'm Mike Dixon. Joker Tech is the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.